Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not in the Matrix. You are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? What is up? Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. And the top story of the day is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF SIBIT is the youngest top 25 ETF at 1.4 years old, the fastest growing ETF in history. This is a very, very massive, big deal. Um, and we will definitely keep an eye on this. But yeah, this tells you everything you need to know. The fastest in history. And we're starting to see a little bit of, you know, the old adage that everyone has seen, the chart of, Bitcoin flowing into the blue chips, into the medium caps, into the small caps, into the micro caps. But everyone seems to have forgotten about that. The sun must rise first. But speaking of rotations, Bitcoin ETF flows. We had around 2,530 Bitcoin were sold and 30,800 Ethereum were bought June 2nd. And this is coming straight from BlackRock. I'm seeing lots of comments in my comment section talking about. Let me turn these down a little bit here. I'm I'm seeing lots of stuff in the comment section about, well, Bitcoin, BlackRock was selling Bitcoin. It's like, yeah, they were, because they were buying it at 70, 80K, while retail was not. And then what are they doing with that Bitcoin? Everything that I've been teaching for the last 2, 3 years, rotating it into blue chips, which will be rotating into medium caps. And I think that definitely what we're seeing is this could be the start of something very, very big. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Um, the debt spiral has engaged with the U.S. national debt, hits a record of $36 trillion. Record high. The dilution continues. Who is the beneficiary? The United States government. Who is the victim? You and me, with the product continuously being diluted. Here's the strategy from the United States government: continue to borrow more and dilute the supply and hope that no one notices. Guess what? They haven't. So in my opinion, cryptocurrency is not only is cryptocurrency insurance against this, but it seems to be uh, the only sovereign path that reasonably exists, because this idea of money printing, it's not stopping. Okay, it's not going to stop. And while the debt is just at a crazy spiral, M2 money supply hit a new all-time high, and we've been seeing that Bitcoin has been following the M2 money supply, because what is M2? M2 is just indication of money printing. What is Bitcoin really? It's a hedge against inflation. It is the beneficiary of inflation, because this is Rich Dad, Poor Dad 101. Buy hard assets with debt that will stand the test of times. So I'm not saying buy Bitcoin with debt, but that is the ethos. All right, just in, Ripple RL USD stablecoin has been approved as recognized crypto token by Dubai's Financial Services Authority for the use with Dubai International Financial Center. Okay, again, Ripple planting their flag. Institutions hard at work while retail is scared. Retail is not in this game. And one big thing for Kraken, let me know in the comments if you use Kraken, but they launched an all-in-one platform for institutions, investors, offering trading, custody, and financing. So the more that big institutions get onboarded into this game, although it might become a dirtier game, but ultimately that is always going to be the game. And I think inadvertently, the more that regular people are going to be the beneficiaries of that. But let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Tether announces strategic investment on ORNX to boost digital asset adoption across Latin America. Again, like the Tether FUD is crazy. If you've been in crypto for any period of time, that has always been the flavor of the month. Every little 5% dip that we get in cryptocurrency, it's Tether FUD. Tether FUD. Tether FUD. You know what's actually been happening for the last 8 years? I don't know. Tether keeps becoming more and more profitable. They keep owning more and more bonds from the United States bond market. And they keep owning more and more Bitcoin. They're now one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. They're now one of the largest holders of bonds in the world. And they're now one of the most profitable companies in the world. And they just keep making more and more money. And I think the idea that Tether is some sort of scam, because, I mean, a lot of that's kind of went away because we have shiny object syndrome, and now we're worried about tariffs and all these other things. But I think where a lot of it comes from is Tether is just so in your face about how much of a Ponzi scheme the traditional system is, actually. And I think it makes people uncomfortable that how they're operating. And I get it, but the news flash for you all is they're not operating any differently than the United States government. All right, just in. Texas Representative Brandon Gill under fire for failing to disclose $500,000 in Bitcoin trades on time as questions mount over Stock Act violations and crypto conflicts. I need you guys to understand, like, $500,000 in the grand scheme of things isn't a crazy amount of money. It is a crazy amount of money when you are a Texas representative. Because they don't make that much money. They only make like $150,000. So the fact that this man is trading $500,000 is just like, you know, they wag their finger at you. Meanwhile, they do it behind the scenes. So, like, who's really the apex predator here? Who really is the apex predator here? And with that, let's get into the charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and then we're going to get into you guys' questions, comments, and concerns. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin sitting at $105,700, finding a little bit of nice support here. I do think over the next few weeks, Bitcoin's just going to be choppy a little bit before making another push. Ultimately, I don't think Bitcoin's the play. My targets since 2022 have been $118,000. That's still my bare bones case. My medium case since 2022 has been 138,000. That's the highest probability. And then my parabolic case since 2022 has been $207,000. Either way we go, any way you slice it, we're talking 50 to 100% gains. I don't think that's the play. And guess what? BlackRock doesn't think that's the play. What are they doing? They're selling their Bitcoin and they're buying Ethereum. Okay, so that tells me everything I need to know. And what have we got from Ethereum? It's sitting at 2,600. We had a nice little uptrend here and a massive bull flag. And I've said that I think Ethereum is a beat or two behind Bitcoin. We've had higher highs. We've had higher lows. We broke off of the top of this downtrend again, found support again. And now we'll see what we do over the next coming days. Ultimately, over the next week or two, I think that we will, at a minimum, test the top of this again, and we'll see. Does it have enough gas to get above it or not? Time will tell, but I like where we're at. We've had a cross to the upside. Every time that we've had a cross to the upside on the RSI, Relative Strength Index, we've had a pretty sizable move. The smallest one of recent was this one right here of about 14%. Some of the other times it was 18%, as we can see right here. Across the upside, 18% move, as we can see. Okay? And let's look at XRP. XRP currently sitting at $2.25. Again, found support off of this trend line, that has been being honored for a while now. I think in the short term, it's going to get to about $2.43. There's a plausible scenario that I don't think is likely at all, and I'm not predicting $1.80. If we get that, that's where I'm comfortable adding to my spot position, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that we're finding support off of this, and reasonably over the next year or less. I think that XRP gets to $5, $8, $12. That's where I'm going to be selling the rest of my XRP. I'm not seeing. Oh, my bad. Dang it. I just realized. That's okay. My bad, y'all. My bad. I just did all the update on the TA without any of you guys seeing it. No worries. We'll go over it again. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got a bit of a migraine today, so bear with me. I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to push through it. Start with ETH. All right, let's start with ETH. Let's go back to it. But sorry if my energy feels maybe a little bit off. All right, so Ethereum just bouncing off of this trend line again. That's pretty much it. Big bull flag, cross to the upside on the RSI. That's what we have just gotten. The other times that we got across to the upside, we had a 14% move, 13.8%, and we also had over here, yeah, this was a 17% move, 18% move. So I think at a minimum, it's going to touch the top of this again and make a higher high. That's about 28.50. And we'll see. Does it have enough gas to actually break out of it? Not likely. The likely path, in my opinion, is going to look something like this. Going to the top, probably breaking, back testing, maybe reconsolidating even before going higher. That's probably the highest probability of something happening for Ethereum. If we were to break out this time, it would probably be a breakout back test. But just going to 28.50, I think is going to do wonders for Bitcoin dominance, which we've gotten rejected at the 702, which is great. I want to see a lower low come out of here. How high? So my targets for Ethereum are 3,300 bare bones. And then 7,200 is my most plausible. Let me get this off of here. That's the highest probable, and then there's a reasonable chance that we can get to 1,200. My God, what is this? There we go. What have you done with my charts? All right, let's go back. All right. Mr. Anderson, thanks for becoming a member for 6 months, bro. You savage. I appreciate you and your support. Hey, Banger, what's up? My wife's boyfriend told me we are reaching new all-time highs on his mama. Please, I need Solnick to go up. Let's look at Solnick. I think I might have spoke a little bit. I didn't think that we were going to get a better dip, but somebody must sell at the bottom. So there you go. Breakout, back test, still making a higher low right here. This probably is the best that you're going to get for Solnick. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here. This is literally probably as good as it's going to get probably ever. Okay, we're getting pretty oversold here on the RSI, looking pretty good, but ultimately this is still an uptrend. And we've already made a higher high on this uptrend and a back test of the trend again. So this has been at play for almost over a year. This trend has been at play. So I think that we're going to break to the upside very, very soon. This perhaps literally is the best price that you're going to get. I do have news as far as the development goes. My God, I got a migraine right now. The staking. So that has been, we're almost done with that, if not all the way done with that. So that's going to go live very, very soon. Right now, you can just do 90 days, but you're going to be able to do 90 days, 180 days, 360 days, 720 days. And obviously, the more that you stake it out longer, the more yield that you're going to earn. So that's going to be the big benefit. What month do you think we get the blow off top? I still think it's November. That's been my prediction since 2022. What's the market cap for my price targets for Solnic? My targets are 10 cents, $1, and $5.89. So the market cap of that would be $100 million market cap, $1 billion market cap, and $5.7 billion market cap. Late stream LFG. I know it is a late stream, Tim. You know why? Listen, I have good news and I have bad news for the Toyota Camry. If you've been following me long enough, you know all about the Toyota Camry. It's good news. It's a warm-hearted story about the Toyota Camry. All right? I am no longer driving the Toyota Camry. The 2009 Toyota Camry. I'm not driving it no more. The reason is because I gave it to my brother as his graduation gift. So I gave him the title. It's getting passed down the ski line. Okay, it's going from ski to Pinusky. And he got that. So I got my wife a Pilot today, and I'm taking my truck back. So that's why I'm late. Thoughts on H-Bar? I like H-Bar. Unable to find Solnic on Crypto Bubbles. That's right, because it's not a top 1,000. It's a micro cap gem, like properly. So you have to be a top 1,000 coin to be in Crypto Bubbles. You can find it on Coin Market Cap though. So if you go to Coin Market Cap and then type in SOLNIC, there you will find it. So there you go. As good of a deal as it's going to get. And then that gives you the contract address right there. Will alts rebound this week? I think a good chance. I mean, we're heading into, I think, chopping up is what we can expect. We can't see the charts. That's all right. I'm blind. Good to go. Ethereum. Is UTAD still intact since it made a micro higher? Yes, it is. It is. It would still be intact unless it took out the entire thing, right? So unless this gets taken out, 65.5, UTAD is still intact. You're right. It did make a little bit of a micro high here. But this is still, I would classify this still as the 702, right? Like, yes, did it wick above it? Sure. When we go on the daily, though, did it, though? Like, did it really, though? Look at this daily body close. Rejection right off the 702. That's where I predicted where we're going to go. I said the 618 or the 702. That's where I predicted that we were going to go. So to hear you, yes, that's true. We made a micro higher high, but that does not invalidate the UTAD. No. This is where I anticipated it was going to go. Retiring, good or bad? Where can you find the Solnic contract address? You can find it on CoinMarketCap, but also Dano put it in the chat. XTZ9. What do you think about people saying Chainlink will go to $100? I think that's plausible. So my target is $38 bare bones $78 is my most plausible, probable. So that's within striking distance of that. And then 178 is my most parabolic. I do believe in Chainlink for more than just this cycle too, though. So I feel comfortable holding Chainlink for 10 years. Over 10 years, like it absolutely will. I think there's a decent probability, though, that it does at this time. No alt season. Retail is wrecked. You have the second part correct. The second part is true. What broker do you use? I normally use BitUnex. If you want to support the channel, you can do so. You don't have to. But if you want to support my work, you can use my link in my bio. I have a referral on there. Obviously, I will earn commission, and you will get free crypto as well. But I used them before I partnered with them, and I think they're pretty solid. I like their spread. I think is very good, and they're pretty intuitive. And you don't have to have KYC, and you don't have to have a VPN. Just an email address is fine, up to, I believe it's $10,000 per day on withdrawing without using KYC. And listen, if you're withdrawing more than 10K a day, so that's 300K a month. If you're withdrawing 300K a month, like, brother, go teach. Why are you watching me? You know what I mean? Dynex prediction. It's still the same. We'll take a look at that. What up, Ski? Looking for cold wallets. Any suggestions? I use Ledger and Decent. He gave it to bro. Tim says, I'm your 75th cousin, so when do I get the Camry? Soon. When Sonic reaches $5.89, Tim, you get the Camry. Because my brother is a holder of Sonic, too. So it's a good... So is it a good play to rotate Bitcoin into blue chip mid cap now? I don't think it's a bad play. Like, that's what BlackRock's doing. Do as they do, not as they say. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to do that. But that's what they're doing. I was promised the Camry before then. You know what? You're right, Dano. You're right. Dano gets a Camry and Tim gets a Camry at $5.89. Zbeck. I would not make a play on Zbeck other than DCAing out. It's already at my first target. It's already at my second target. Before it did a 9x, I promise you, before it did a 9x, my target was half of a penny, 7/10 of a penny, and 1 penny. Those were my 3 targets. It's already hit 2 of those. Before it did a 9x, those were my targets. It's already clearly in the markup phase of the game. It is, yeah. News dead. They pulled the plug. I still have my bag. This is what I put out in the Telegram. When we get Sonic to $1, I'll take that over. But I don't have any time to allocate towards it right now. So I am pretty disappointed that they pulled the plug, to be honest. I was not giving a heads up or a warning about that. So I just don't comprehend giving up. It's not in my DNA. I don't understand it. So maybe I'm just built different, but it doesn't register in my brain. But it is what it is. In previous bull cycles, did coins hit bear market prices and still hit all-time highs in the same cycle? Yes. Look no further than the total 3. Look no further than the total 3, my friend. Literally, 2021, total 3. I'm going to show you. It not only like has it happened before, it's more common than you would think. Bitcoin always is the show until the very end. I'm going to circle like when Bitcoin made an all-time high. So here's the C19 crash, by the way, on the total 3. Right here's the C19 crash in 2020. It went lower than the selling climax. This was a proper spring. This went lower. In 2021, this was at the 0.32. Bear market lows. Bitcoin was already making all-time highs. Let me show you where Bitcoin was at. I'm going to circle the same day here so we can see. All right. So this is C19. We can see that, right? This is the C19 crash. This is the C19 crash for Bitcoin. Here's the point where Bitcoin makes an all-time high. Let me show you where the total 3 was during that same point. Here you go. These are the same dates. Okay? Bitcoin makes an all-time high right here. Right here. Look where the total 3 is. Bear market lows. Here's where the total 3 ended. So that's a great question. The answer is yes. Literally the last cycle. Our perception versus the reality of what happened is very different. Our perception of how things actually took place versus what actually happened is very, very different. You know what I mean? H bar. I don't mind H bar. I think, what is my target? 38 cents, 88 cents. Can you check ZBAC? Listen, I've been saying to take profit on ZBAC. ZBAC did a 9x, bro, in 45 days. I'm pumped for anyone that got a part of that. Pumped for you. But I've been saying I would not add a position on ZBAC. My targets before the 9x, I promise you on my mama, my targets when we were here was half of a penny, 7/10 of a penny, and a penny. Those were my targets. I would not add a position here. I would not short here. I would not long here. So that's my thoughts. XRP, I think, goes to $5, $8, $12. Best bull run ever. Am I delusional? I don't think so. I think that's a realistic plausibility. Tell me a re-entry level. Okay, good. See, this is the right question. 3/10 of a penny. 3.7 of a penny. So 0037. That's where I would re-enter. Hear me. It's probably going to go to a penny before it gets there. That's the highest probability. Listen, guys. I am sorry, but I am struggling right now. I'm going to do a long live stream tomorrow. Listen, I get really bad migraines, and this one is getting worse. I tried to fight through it. But I got about 5 more minutes before I can take my migraine medicine, or I am cooked. So at the risk of that, that's going to be it for this time, guys. Sorry for the quick live stream. I know I was late and it was quick, but I will make it up to you guys tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.